this is my point of view on EURUSD and GBPUSD into the week. So this is basically the weekly, outlook, what to expect in the market for this coming week from Monday to Friday. Let's see how this thing is going to unfold in the market, right? So before I even come to the chart to do the technical stuff, I have already checked, the news portal that I use, which is the investing.com that I use. I checked it, and Monday is actually a UK holiday, all right? It's a holiday in the UK. Then we also have some holiday in South Korea and Japan. Yeah, so basically the market may not move heavily on Monday, all right? The market may not move heavily on Monday. So let's expect a low volatility in the market on Monday. And right away from that, I think we have some kind of a high volatility or high impact news coming on Thursday. That is initial jobless claim, right? And yeah, that news, it kind of performed well often, right? So let's expect something good coming Thursday, right? So back to the chart and let's do some technical stuff. This is EURUSD and this is 5-minute time frame. But then let me take you onto the daily time frame and let's have a quick look at something before we come back, right? So if you see what is happening over here on the daily time frame, you can see that price is kind of in a downtrend, right? Price is kind of in a downtrend, right? And we see some gaps above over here. But then now let's go to the 4-hour time frame. I want to show you something. Since I mainly don't use the daily time frame, I mostly use the 4-hour time frame, right? Let's go check it out and see what we can do, right? So quickly, this is what is happening, right? This is what is happening. This week that you are seeing over here is actually the week left after the Friday NFP, NFP news that came and pushed the markets way up. Yeah. So let's look at something very quickly over here. Let me use this crosshair to show you something, right? So this is a week of the candle, and this over here is a gap, right? There's a gap over here that price is likely to fill before coming down. Like I said earlier, price is geared towards the downward direction. On high time frame, price has not given us any evidence or anything to show off that price is changing direction to the upside anytime soon, right? So before we even do any other thing else, we have to look out for the possible areas that price could move to. And if you look at this over here, price has already cleared liquidity over here. So is it possible for price to move and come down to this area anytime soon? Is it possible for price to do this movement anytime soon? For now, we don't know. So what do we have to do? We have to spot our possible zones that price could move to. Remember, I said possible zones. I'm not saying that those are the areas that price is going to move to. So spotting these zones, I prefer to use the 4-hour time frame to spot these zones. And these zones, they are kind of basically, should I say, kind of supply and demand zone, right? Kind of something like that. But then personally, I mark other blocks as my zones, right? The zones that price could trade from. Other blocks coupled with fair value gaps. So you see, fair value gaps, they act just like magnets to attract price, right? But then if you look at this over here, right here, okay, I think I got to zoom in for you to see very clearly. Over here, we have this other block over here, all right? So personally, I'm expecting price to move, okay, into this other block, 4-hour time frame order block, before doing anything else of going down, right? Before doing anything else of coming down, price has to go there and mitigate this particular order block before moving to the downside. That is my expectation on EURUSD. So if you ask me, yes, coming week, that's Monday, right? Price is expected to move from here to at least here before coming down. Now let me show you something, right? I think you couldn't see it earlier clearly, right, when I was talking about a gap, right? So this is the gap I was referring to, right? If you look at the middle over here, between this red line at the top over here, right? This red line I'm moving about currently, this particular one over here. When you put it over there, there is a gap here. This long bearish candle left a gap. The gap was actually from here to here, but then the NFP actually pushed into the gap almost more than half of it, right? So one thing that can equally happen over here? Let me tell you, right? You will see the movement of this candle into this gap over here is more than half of it. And that can also mean that price will not even go up to this point. Price will just return and continue its down movement. That is also possible, right? That is also possible. And if that is possible, what could be the possible factor to move price? Let's zoom in and see. When you zoom in, you're going to see something over here. This is a fair value gap over here, right? Sorry, this is an order block over here coupled with a fair value gap on top of it over here. Now that is not all. If you come here, let's zoom in a little bit and see if we will be able to consider this as an order block, right? I got to zoom in more. All right, I think that's going to be all. But if you look at this critically, right? Let me bring back my crosshair. If you look at this very, very critically, you will see that they are almost of equal low. So I'm not going to consider this as an order block. I wanted to consider this bearish candle over here as an order block, but then zooming in and looking at it, I just realized they have equal low. The bearish candle couldn't take out liquidity of the previous candle, which was actually a bullish one. It couldn't take out the liquidity of that particular one. So yeah, that one over there is a typical, I mean, it's not a typical, order block. So we have to leave it. But then if you come down right here, okay, if you come down right here, we have order block. All right, we have an order block over here, which price can possibly move to. All right, which price can possibly move to, because there's a fair value gap above it, and fair value gaps, they are all liquidity areas that price mostly move to before doing any other thing. Yes, so basically on EURUSD, I'm expecting the continuation of the downtrend. However, I want it to go up before coming down. Okay, I want it to go up before coming down. Now let's go to the 1 hour time frame. Maybe you could see a clue from there to tell us where price could possibly move to. Yes. All right. So on the 1 hour time frame, we have an order block over here. All right, which price is likely to move to, because already price took out liquidity. Price took out buy side liquidity already. So what price could be targeting next should be sell side liquidity in a market, right? So down here, these areas, we have other blocks packed over which price can possibly move to, right? So I used the 4 hour time frame, not for us to take trade from that time frame, but for us to have a general overview of the market, general idea of where price could possibly move to, right? So yeah, that is it about the movement I'm expecting on a EURUSD. What is left with us to do is to find out which side price is more likely to move to first. Is it to the up before coming down, or straight to the down, since it has already taken a buy side liquidity? Which one is of a high probability? This is 1 hour time frame. Let's go check the 30-minute time frame. This is typically a top-down analysis that is currently ongoing over here, right? You will see I'm still expecting price to move up before coming down, right? I'm still expecting price to move up before coming down. Even though there are a couple of liquidity zones over here, I'm expecting price to actually move up before coming down. All these areas there, we have liquidity resting over here, and this place, so there are liquidity resting over here, and price will eventually come down this week actually. All right, by Monday, like I said, it's going to be a slow week. Yeah, so let's quickly look at GBPUSD. But before I go, let me state it clear that Monday there's going to be a slow movement of the market, and on EURUSD I'm expecting a push up before a push down. That is my expectation on EURUSD. Okay, so let's quickly just have a look at GBPUSD. Let's see what we'll get over there, right? So I'm opening a new chart over here. I'm going to use my template, which is blue black right here. Good. All right, so I'm going to clear off everything over here. So object list, Control A, then delete, right? I just deleted everything, every line I've drawn over there, so that you could do everything, afresh, right? So this one I'm going to use the 4-hour time frame, right? So you can see the same pattern that we've seen on a EURUSD. The same pattern is playing out over here. So basically, I'm expecting this to also move up before coming down. So this, let me mark this over here. This is also an order block, all right? This right here is another block which price could possibly move to before coming down, right? So yeah, the expectation on EURUSD is the same expectation on GBPUSD, right? So you can see price has swept liquidity over here, this buy side liquidity. Price has swept this liquidity already. So what do we expect to happen? We expect price to move to the other side and take the liquidity at the other side. So these areas, price have to come and take liquidity over here, right? So I'm expecting price to go down, but yeah, I want it, like, not that I want it. If I say I want it, that means I'm the one controlling the market, of which I am never anyone at all to control the market. I cannot tell the market what to do. I can only react to what the market is doing. So based on what I'm saying over here, that is what I'm trying to say. That yes, I expect price to push up a little bit before coming down, right? So at least we should have something like this, all right? Even if it's not up to this particular fair value, order block directly, it should come here, all right? You see, we have two candles that push up before they move down. So yes, it should hit this particular area, all right? It should hit this particular area before, shoot it to the downside to continue its general movement, right? So that is my expectation on GBPUSD as short as that, right? So let's go into the week and see what we are going to get, right? I'll see you in the next video. And of course, if you find this video helpful, kindly go ahead and hit that like button on the video, and also go ahead and hit that subscribe button. Stay tuned as I share my journey with you together with educative Forex content to help you on your journey as well. My name is Godsway, and I'll see you in the next video. Bless up.